mentioned that one. Mount Royal and Manitoba entrenched in a great game, 83-81. UBC beating Trinity Western, the Battle of the Lower Mainland, 58-33. UNBC in Regina, 72-70 for the Cougars over the T-Wolves. Lethbridge 104-90 winners over Thompson Rivers tonight, and Fraser Valley leading Winnipeg 78-70. As the team's continuing to just play through the early part of this season, as the Vikes come down and take the lead with their first possession, as it's Kinnear again. He's well into double digits now. Miss there by the Huskies, and again, Jody, we wonder if maybe this fatigue we've talked about already tonight starting to come into play. We've seen the last two shots by Lawrence Moore. He's lost a bit of the leg he had earlier on in the game.
Yeah, and we saw Joseph Barker take a 3-point early on there in the first quarter, and in the early part of this fourth quarter, and you
take away your best rebounder and put him on the outside. That's not exactly what you want, right?
Yeah, and you wonder if that's just poor decision making or if it's fatigue on the part of the team, but. And then we saw, of course, Moore, who'd been so hot from three earlier. Miss his first attempt of this quarter.
Huskies, Moore again, kicks it out to Atunkunde, and the Huskies, a little bit of a mental error there. They lost where the shot clock was. So
and that's fatigue, Ryan. It's not just physical, it's
mental fatigue as well, for sure. So a lack of judgment there by the Huskies loses that possession. Vikes take it back with a 1-point advantage. Can they extend that here? Lowen drives it to the hole, kicks it out. Nice decision there. Finds a wide open Jake Newman in the corner as one of the bigs gets a three-pointer for the Vikes. And I believe they're going to call that a long two again. So 68-65 now, the Vikes lead it.
It's just because they couldn't believe he made it. Jake Newman, a three-pointer, really?
It's not uncommon. The Vikes have seen lots of great three-pointers. Grant Sitton and Chris McLaughlin developed 3 points in their game.
Great look from Scotty Callum.
Gets another basket for the Vikes there, puts them up by 5, and now the Huskies are really going to have to watch themselves, not let this one get away from them. Because again, possibly this strategy by Craig Beaucamp really coming in to play here. He's got fresh legs with this team playing all 12 players here tonight, and the Huskies just 8 so far.
And some hungry backups on the bench. Scully's on the bench right now. He's had a great game, and
Scully actually a starter in the rotation here tonight. But again, we talked about it with just the two players, Charles and Lowen, as regular starters for the Vikes this year. You've got basically 8-9 guys who have all either started or finished games. It doesn't seem to matter on this Vikes team, really.
Scully does come back in,
It is a one-for-all, all-for-one type of approach that they have utilized so far this season, and seems to be working out for them down the stretch right now.
Akintunde's had a relatively quiet game. He ran into some foul trouble early on, so he may still just be... It may be that he never really established his rhythm in this game.
Scott Callum just picked up his 4th foul there, Jody, so now he and Taylor Montgomery Stinson will have to be careful if they come into this game. We haven't seen Stinson back in since he picked up his 4th down the stretch of the 3rd, so once again, a little bit of a different rotation for the Vikes here now.
Yeah, it's sort of a 4 forward, 1 guard rotation, which is an interesting look.
Nice take by Kinnear here as he has continued to impress in this second half tonight, as he's now the leading scorer on the Vikes team with 16 points.
Yeah, he's going to work down in the post.
Unruh picks up a three-pointer to help bring the Huskies back to within 3, 672-69 Vikes. And Kinnear loses it on that take to the hoop, and the Huskies push in transition. They pull up with a 3. Miss there, though, and that might have been a little bit preemptive there by Saskatchewan. I would have probably waited until your big Biggs got down the court to join you. It wasn't the most open look. And now here's Newman again from beyond the arc. And this one is a three. Jake Newman puts the Vikes back up by 6.
Oh man, I'm just like waiting for the chance to say hello, Newman. But
you got it.
You can't say it Seinfeld stuff in an
like
exciting voice. You know?
like it.
It's
That
it's
was
impressive.
the chance.
He wanted to go back and correct that little what he saw as a mistake by the scorers there, saying that other one was only a 2, and he did it.
Jordan Charles comes in, collects that rebound. Is now the Vikes starting to take control here. Less than 6 minutes to go. A 6-point advantage for the home team, and they hold it again.
Oh, Newman nearly went for another one.
He thought about it, instead takes it inside, gets it to go off the bank. 8-point lead for the Vikes, their largest lead since they led it by 12 all the way back in the first 5 minutes of this game.
And the Vikes just showing what they have from so many different facets of the game, and the Huskies are being asked to do, each individual player is being asked to be excellent. Like that, Lawrence Moore, excellent ball handling, excellent finish. But no Vikes player feels that pressure.
26 points now for Moore. He leads all scorers on the evening. Newman again. Jake Newman now with 9 points in the last couple minutes for the Vikes, as they have been getting contributions all down the board tonight.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch. And on the other hand, you can see Barker getting maybe a little bit desperate on both offense and defense, to be honest. A little bit rough and sort of trying to slap the ball away on defense.
Just no good there. I think Charles will get a foul called on that one as Barker picks up yet another rebound, continuing to add to an already impressive stat line. And now we will have another timeout call 2 weeks, and it'll be Saskatchewan in the interim who will take on the Alberta Golden Bears next weekend, Jody. And as you've talked about already here tonight, they come in with an undefeated record to this point in the season. So that will be a daunting task for both these teams to have to head out to Edmonton to take on the always strong Golden Bears.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier for the Huskies after this, and doesn't look good for Barker either. He's starting to show the signs of fatigue a little bit. Looks like he got a bit of a knock on his leg there.
Yeah.
They're really battling, these Huskies. They're real warriors. They know how to play. They know how to play a complete game, but it's a lot to ask of any 5 players to play in almost an entire game.
Alberta on their bye week this weekend, Jody. So you think about it for the Vikes in this regard. They play Saskatchewan this weekend. Saskatchewan goes and plays Alberta next weekend, and the Vikes will be coming off the bye, so maybe that will help UVic in their attempt to try and get a win or two on the road in Edmonton. There's a big block underneath there before a foul is called on the second play against Jake Newman, but you see the Vikes up by 8 here with 4:39 to go. We might get a little bit closer after these foul shots upcoming.
Barker has been pretty consistent from the foul line. As I was saying before, it's a pretty big part of his game to stay down low, rebound, put the ball back up, and make the free throws that he gets. Makes the first. But again, Unruh, Moore, and Barker have all been on the court for most of the game. The only substitute who's out there now for the Huskies, I believe, is Turcotte, number 14. And it's Dewar who's sitting. He had a relatively quiet game so far.
Worth noting that already the Vikes into the penalty with 5 fouls in this fourth quarter, whereas Saskatchewan now just picking up their first with 4:28 left to go. It's the third personal against Lawrence Moore.
And as the Huskies continue to deal with this fatigue, they may start turning their game towards the fouls a little bit to slow down the clock as well, given that they're down by 6.
Shot clock running down. Mason Lowen with it. Kicks it to Newman in the corner. Newman with another 3. 12 points in this fourth quarter for Jake Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Coming out party for Jake Newman in this fourth quarter for sure, after being 0 in the game thus far. And what will we have called on the take here? And referee Al Dudridge underneath going to call the charge, much to the delight of the Vikes faithful.
Is that Moore's third now? I believe that was Moore, and that's
if
his
that
third
was
foul.
Moore, no, that'll be his fourth if it was, because he had just picked up his third on the other end. So we're just checking into that here now.
That's Oh, it was Unruh that is his fourth personal foul. So that's another major risk of this roster model that the Huskies are employing here, is that if one of these weak links, or one of these links, proves to be taken out because of foul trouble or injury or having a bad game or something, it leaves you with very few options.
That's right. Well,
whereas the Vikes have shown they have a guy like Jake Newman who can come out of nowhere and
put double digits up in
put
one
up
quarter.
Double digits in 2 or 3 minutes.
Having a slight
Akintunde with a bit of a travel there.
Technical difficulty here just on the stat line on the online stream here. So I believe now with Newman into double digits for the Vikes in this fourth quarter, the Vikes now have 6 different players who have scored in double digits here tonight. Kinnear, Montgomery Stinson, Scully Charles, Scott Kellum, and now Jake Newman. How often do you see a team have more than maybe 3, let alone 4 players put up double-digit scoring? This has been a scoring-by-committee effort that I can remember for the Vikes here this evening. It's the Canada West Game of the Week, and what a game it's been, Jody, as we've had a little bit of everything in this one. Vikes led it on the onset, and then Saskatchewan came back and kind of took this game over down the stretch of this first half, but we did comment that we wondered if the fatigue level would affect the Huskies as they played with more or less a 7-man rotation, basically a 6 at certain points. And now, is that the 4th foul against Unruh?
I believe the Huskies.
No, that's 5.
Yeah,
yep.
Unruh has just fouled out, so that's one of their 5 starters who played so many minutes. This is 3 minutes left in the game, so he's played, almost 37 minutes.
He might have checked out for a minute or two, so
yeah.
I'm going to say 35 or so minutes on the game already here tonight. And again, we talk about how it's affected the latter stages of this game tonight. How will this affect their energy level in tomorrow night's game? These two teams will be back out on this court in less than 24 hours. And you have to wonder, with just the 9 players in Victoria here this weekend, as Lowen takes it to the hole, can't get it to go, will that be a factor in the rematch tomorrow?
I'd be surprised if it wasn't. I'd be surprised if it's hard to overcome something like that. And again, we don't know why the roster limitation, whether it's by choice or,
injuries or whatever,
injuries, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
In fairness to the Huskies, we have seen some pretty great individual performances tonight. From Barker, from Moore. These guys deserve to start. It's just the management of the team is.
It's just difficult. It's hard to do.
It's not maximizing their ability
but
to succeed.
We of course don't know what caused them to only have 9 this weekend, but it's an unenviable task. But give them a lot of credit, the fact that they went down by so many early. You could have questioned if they were already out of it 5 minutes in. They were down 14-2. We knew that they had a limited roster, but they came roaring back in that second quarter. But it was always going to be a question of the longevity game, and Craig Beaucamp did a great job of going very deep into his rosters. Of course, made sense that it was in his game script, and it definitely came back to his advantage down the stretch here this evening, it looks like.
And that's a great investment in his players as well. I'm sure they've played 6 games. This is their 7th game of the season. They already know this about their coach, but the fact that he trusts his second unit like that is just an incredible investment in the future of this team for the rest of the season. In terms of confidence, in terms of trust, in terms of the fact that they know that their coach is not necessarily going to harshly punish them for making small mistakes. They're keeping everything lively. They're keeping everything interesting. And you have a guy like Jake Newman who can have the confidence to come in. He's a big, and he can come out and drain 2 3-pointers in 2 minutes.
Scott Kellum misses on that take, as the Vikes still just lead it by 9. So still very much a chance for the Huskies with a couple hoops and some stops here, but turnovers like that will not help them, unfortunately. And now the Vikes want to try and melt this clock as much as they can on these next couple possessions. All in the hands of Kellum here now. Now Mason Lowen. And just the 4 points for Lowen tonight, but he's really just taken about 5-6 shots from the field. Kicks it back out. Now it's Kinnear with the 3-pointer, and all the bigs for the Vikes getting in on the outside shooting action. They're back up to tie for their largest lead of the evening at 12. Deflected pass there. And again, you can just see the fatigue in these Huskies here, many of which have played 35 minutes on the floor here this evening. Basketball here at UVic in the 2017 calendar year. We'll have the one final series for the Vikes in Alberta on December 1st and 2nd, and then we'll be back here 3 times in January, so plenty of basketball in 2018 yet to come in this season. And the Vikes just simply wanting to wear down this clock. Mason Lowen down to 3 seconds. And again, that has been his most likely play this evening. And Jake Newman gets his 13th and 14th points of the evening, all of which come in this fourth quarter. And in a nutshell, that was Lowen's game here tonight. Looked like he might take another shot there, but instead plays the facilitator. And that one was an excellent finish to a great night for the Vikes.
And as we said, there may have been times when he should have shot, or when we thought he should have shot, but you can't argue with results. And
that's it.
That's what we've got here. We've got a 14-point lead for this Vikes team, and Jake Newman is responsible for that differential.
6 Vikes in double figures here this evening. And that was Akintunde puts up another hoop for the Huskies, brings them a couple points closer, but I believe the shot clock is now dead, so the Vikes can hold it for one final shot. Instead, though, we'll see Lawrence Moore take one more to the hole and finish. And as Lawrence Moore, I believe, will finish with 31 here now tonight, so a very nice night for him from the floor.
And again, that's been the story of the night for the Huskies, is relying on individual brilliance. And Lawrence Moore is a very, very talented player, and it's been impressive to watch. But one player does not a team make.
Very true, my friend, and that will do it. As near identical score lines, but for the other school, Vikes men win 87-77 here tonight. The Saskatchewan Huskies women win 89-79. So